Hello there, everybody. Gonna try this VTube streaming thing again. I think I tried to force it last time. Didn't really feel good, wasn't really feeling it, and I think I was a little bit nervous after not streaming for so long and then coming back with something like this. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Gonna be just doing some relaxing drawing. I've got my music here. If the music's too loud, just let me know. Looks like we got Drapsnat in the chat. Thank you very much for coming by and supporting us. So today, I'm just gonna be drawing my VTuber and talking about them, and I guess what made me want to do this, because I did not picture myself being into this. I actually have a lot of mixed feelings on VTubers in general, but it seemed like something neat that I could do, and I just wondered if I could do it. I just picked up the Live 2D software because it had a pretty extensive 3D trial. Not 3D trial, but 90-day trial, thereabouts. And the tutorials that it came with were actually very helpful. They were pretty easy to follow. And there's lots of YouTube videos and other kind of material from people who do this for like a professional kind of stance. So I just did it. It was something that I drew from scratch, and I rigged it. The rigging process was very involved. There were a lot of mistakes that I made. There's probably still a lot of mistakes that are on this one in particular, but I'm pretty happy with it. There's a lot of things that I was able to get it to do. So why don't we just start here? Let me get my drawing area up, and then of course I need to get my drawing tablet here, right down here. And I think the problem I had last time was I was trying to draw too small. I was using a 4, that's a 6, and for sketches I probably need to do something like 8. Probably something like that. Okay. So I'm just going to be drawing. And then if anyone has any kind of questions about them, because they are a character, they are a Disgaea character. There's like an aura, how do you call that? Alaraun, or like a plant monster kind of thing. And they're one of my favorite classes in that game, so I just decided to make that. And I guess because Disgaea 7 is coming up soon, I'm excited for that one, because I played Disgaea 1 and 2. They were pretty good, and then I kind of just stopped. And then, as I understand, as time went on, they started getting less and less good, I suppose. I know people really didn't seem to care for Disgaea 6. So let's got the hair here. Yeah, this is already worlds better than it was last week. Do I want to add more detail to that? I think I do. Let's go... There we go. Like this. The little buds. detail. I feel like I need to zoom in on this some more. That's probably a little better. This is kind of layered like a blossom. Hey, iCat. Welcome, welcome. Oh, is the music a bit too loud? Let's see. How do I do that? How's that? Can you still hear it? Better? Good. Yeah, I just threw up a Super Nintendo medley here. But thank you for coming. It's been a while. How have you been? Good. If you actually want to just hang out on call, I'd be okay with that, but that's up to you. It's good to see you either way. Can never tell how many layers I want on this. Are you in there right now? Nah, that's okay. But yeah, I tried this, yeah, that's okay. I was just figuring I would offer. But it's actually just really good to see you. Because, I tried to get back into streaming, I think it was Sunday night. I don't know why, but it was midnight and I wasn't feeling good, and I figured, you know what, I'll try to stream and draw and see what happens, and I was just not feeling it. And I feel sorry to anybody who actually caught that stream and came, because it was so disappointing. I assume. But yeah, VTubers are, they're becoming a very hobbyist kind of thing, aren't they? To where they're very easy to make if you know what to do. They can be very simple, or they can be very hard. I mean, I still have kind of mixed feelings about it. Like, I still don't really agree with some of the things that happen on, like, professional level, like the Hollow Live and like the corporate kinds, because, like, Next time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got this model done. Welcome next time. Welcome. But, yeah, I'm trying something out where I'm just being more interactive with chat in general. Because, like, I used to stream a lot of Dangan Werewolf, and those were just, like, me for posterity. So I wasn't really used to interacting with people in chat. So if anyone was saying anything, it was just, like, going out into the void, and there was no kind of interactivity at all. So I'm trying out, some interactivity here. But yeah, some of the stuff is just a little gross, and some of it is like, it's kind of JP idol culture wrapped up in something else, Like, on some level, I do understand the appeal of having a character represent you, and then, it kind of shields you a little bit from kind of some of the gross internet stuff, like stalkerish activity and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, let's say that you're a person who is kind of vulnerable to that kind of activity. Does it really feel any less weird than it's when it's directed towards your character instead of you? Like, that's still sort of you. Unless that's like, unless you're like really acting and putting on a gimmick and being like, yeah, this character is totally used to that and would, not feel weird or anything. But yeah, those are the things I think about when I think about tubers and idol culture and that kind of stuff. But it's also really neat that you can... anything you can imagine, You can be as creative as you want to be. Like Geops, Zillow streams. Those are really entertaining. And he has other people come on as guests, and it just seems like a good time. That's another thing. Like, the collaboration that happens in like the corporate, like HoloLive and Holoverse stuff, some of it kind of feels forced, or it doesn't quite feel natural. Yeah, like, I understand that it's a person putting on a cartoon mask and being like, okay, this is my character, but on some level it's still you. You know what I mean? Like, if I were an actor and I was playing a character that people, like, hated, like, really hated, and people would come up to them all the time and being like, I can't believe that you did that thing. I hate you so much. And if everybody did that, I would probably start feeling it, Like, it would probably start to affect me a little bit. And I imagine for some people, it's probably like that with the HoloLive stuff. Like, a lot of them kind of do lean into the kind of, I guess, perverted humor. Like, some of them, that's like their entire gimmick. Well, maybe not entire, but they lean heavily on that. And I don't really care for that kind of stuff. Like, the ones that I don't really follow them, but they come across my timeline every so often, and it's the Corone, the dog one. Like, I think she really tries hard. I think that she puts a lot of effort in. Like, a lot of these guys, they put a lot of effort in. And she's actually gotten, like, collaboration stuff with Sega and Sonic and all that kind of stuff, and she seems really genuine. But then on the other hand, she has streams that last for like 12 hours. And I get a little worried when I see stuff like that, because 12 hours of anything, is maybe not healthy. Like, I understand that streaming is kind of a different job, but 12 hours of streaming is probably not good for you mentally, unless it's like a charity event. And then even then, I've had people say, I'm not doing that again, just because they're so exhausted afterwards. At the 12-hour stream that she did, it was Battletoads, which that is not something I would play for 6 hours even. But yeah. I mean, I haven't streamed anything outside of Nine Marble for a long time. And again, that was just for posterity's sake. So I'm going to try to get back into this as kind of a, I don't know, just a mental health thing. Yeah, it could be possible that there's a little bit of hyperfixation there, and I can understand that. But she seems nice. Yeah, this is so much more relaxing than it was yesterday, because I think I was just forcing it. And you know how it is when you're trying to be creative and you're just forcing it, you can tell it just doesn't come out right at all. But yeah, there's just so many different options for VTubing stuff these days. Like you can do just a picture, you can do like a little animation. There's Scott Falco, which he does a lot of the funny internet videos, and he's doing what he's calling toon tubing, and it's like a mix between a PNG tuber and like an animation. And I could see the appeal. If you're that kind of personality, like, if this ever picked up, I don't think I would ever do this, like, professionally or for, like, money or anything. But it's fun. You know? It's just fun to put the mask on every now and then. Like, it is kind of an extension of face cams to an extent. Like, it's face cams for people who don't really want to have their face on the internet, I don't think. And the way the internet is, I completely understand that. Like, I am a person who values my anonymity. And one thing that I want to do is kind of come out of my shell a little bit. Because I have... For streams, I feel like I need to lean on people a little too much. Like, obviously if you've got somebody with you, those streams are going to be like the best and they're going to be fun. Because you're going to have people to bounce off of. But I feel like being able to do things on your own and just talk and see what happens, I think that's important. Because again, like yesterday, I hadn't streamed in so long, and I was like looking to see who would come, and then when people came, I didn't know what to say. My head was all foggy. A guy hosting a tabletop games where the chat plays through a mini campaign. Oh, so it's like the chat is playing the game, and like the person streaming is like the game master. Is that what you're saying? That seems like a neat idea. It's like the streamer is the boss, huh? Yeah, it's good for those kind of interactions. Let's give her a face. She's been needing a face for a while. Got a big smirk. I usually draw the corners of the mouth with these little dimples. And then let's give her some mischievous eyes. Maybe I just need to redo the face a little bit. Let's see. Made myself a 3D model and figured out a way to have check commands. See, that's the kind of fancy stuff that I don't think I could ever figure. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that because I didn't think that I would ever do anything like this. But I could see how that could be neat. Because like I could do certain things with this model. So let's see here. I can change the hairstyle. Let's see, I can get rid of these and put these out. So that's the traditional style. The big pigtails are the ones that make it unique, I think. But this can be a little bit more understated. You can also get rid of them entirely. You can get rid of the curls. You can give like long hair in the back, like that. And then you can have like so the thing about this thing is it's a plant, so obviously it has like a very feminine appearance right now, but if I wanted to, I could go for, let's see, I could go for masculine appearance, right? So then the eyes are a little different and there's more masculine features on it. Or I could go down to, yeah, see, that's one thing I really wanted to do, because this character is, well, I'll talk about them. So let's get this face done and then I can talk about them. Looks neat. And then give some curls there. Just okay. So, for those who didn't hear it when I first said it, this is actually a Disgaea character. This is a like an Araun character, plant monster. They were in Disgaea 2. And they were in a few more after that, but they kind of got cut for one of them. But now they're coming back in Disgaea 7. Yeah, so basically it's got a big vine underneath it here. And it bounces on kind of a springy coil. So the way I imagine it is that everything here, down here, this is actually what the real body is. Like this is the all the plant parts and the pollen and all that other stuff. And then everything up here is just like a decoration that it uses because it's a mimic plant. So it can make it look like however it wants to look like, and it just chose to look like this. Which is why on the model I can have it change appearance. And another thing that I was worried about, I'm not really worried about, but I was thinking of it, is it like, I'm not gonna like put on a voice. I'm not gonna put on like a feminine voice or anything. It's just gonna have a feminine shape. And I guess I still quite don't know how to feel about that. But I just like having that as an option, you know? That's why I gave it very, like, you could have it be mask or you could have it be femme. I like the way this one looks. With the, let's see, the curls here. I like the way that one looks. And of course I can like change the petal colors if I wanted to. I have to make some palette swaps, but like the skin color I could change, the petal colors I can change. I just kind of like purples and cool colors. Yeah, like it's not really a huge deal, but it was something I thought about. Because I am kind of I'm an older guy, but you know, I figure as long as I'm not hurting anybody and it's just a harmless hobby, then, you know, I've seen so much shit on the internet. It's like, who cares, man? Like, just do your thing. Like, there's so much shit that goes on, and it's like, really? Is what I'm doing really so bad? Is it really that strange in this crazy mixed up world that we live in? But yeah, this was something that just kind of possessed me one day, and it was so fun to make this, is the thing. The process was kind of the most fun part. Like, there were a couple days during the week that I was just... Have you ever been in one of those almost like trances where you're working on something and you just can't put it down? Like, I was working on something and it was one of those 12-hour things where it was 4 a.m. until I reached a stopping point. Oh, I need to adjust that. Yeah, I think I zoomed in a little bit too much. Let's see. Do you work a lot in 3D? I tried my hand at 3D for a little bit. I made a couple things, but then I dropped it. I actually took a 3D course in college. Let's see if we can refine this with some inks. I use Clip Studio Paint, by the way, which I used to champion them, but they've made some kind of crappy decisions lately, so now I'm not as actively championing them. But I like the software. Oh, you're a programmer too. I've done a little bit of programming. I've made one tiny game, And then I did a lot of coding in Tabletop Simulator. What was your game about that you made? Or have you made any games, I guess is the better question. I always wonder if I should flip or if I should redraw to avoid the whole kind of because like faces aren't perfectly symmetrical, you know. I think for this it's good enough. Let's see. I have to actually go back and read this. Let's see. What music is this? This is... I want to say it's an RPG. Bahamut Lagoon. Squaresoft. I don't actually... didn't play that one. Let's see. Marketing-ish place. Unity Internet. Ah. That's neat. I've got a friend who does that kind of stuff, like expo floor shows. Like they did graphic design work. But yeah, I've made one fan game, and that was in Game Maker. It was a shooter, and that was actually for kind of a... not a charity, but like a celebration thing. I will say, though, it's fun to program things that are just like tools for other stuff that you want to do. So, in Game Maker, I once made a program that it would detect the level of your voice, and then it would change an image based on that. So it was basically like a super early, super simple form of like PNG tuber. And I wound up not doing anything with it, because it was like, it was super primitive stuff, and I think a lot of stuff, like, there are other tools that can do that now. But again, it was like fun to figure out. Yeah, just like the love of learning and trying out new things. Like, it's really easy to just poo-poo something, but like, it's just neat. Some of the tech that we have now is just neat. Those are too big, I think. This is probably picking up all my head tilts. I just do that naturally when I draw. actually don't draw too often these days, but today I just felt like it. Because I actually, there's a friend on a server that I'm in that has a rare disorder that I'd never heard of up until now. And it is called aphantasia. And it's a disorder where, like, there are certain levels of visualization that people have, right? So let's say, close your eyes and, like, imagine a cat, right? And people, like, it could be any kind of cat you want. It could even be like a Bengal tiger, but think about, like, what direction is it facing? Is it facing left or right? What are the colors? You know, does it have color? Is it big? Is it looking towards you? Is it looking away? Is it moving? You know, those kind of levels of visualization. People with low levels of visualization can only, like, see the silhouette, maybe the silhouette or the shape of the cat, and not any of the, like, fine details. Those with aphantasia, and it's like something like 2% of the population, they can't visualize at all. So they just can't, like, when they close their eyes, they don't see anything, right? And it's different from having no imagination. It's just like you can't picture things in your head, and I'd never even heard of this. But the reason I bring this up is because what they've started doing is, like, when they're going out for the day before they leave, on their phone, they draw, like, a picture of a character that they know, but it's, you know, they have no reference, and they can only recall them. So it's, what am I trying to say? It's based on memory. Like, you can't, you know, imagine Goofy, right? Close your eyes and, oh, it's Goofy. He's, like, got his big hat and his clothes and his shoes and all that, and yeah. But they have to just go from memory. So we looked at a bunch of the pictures that they drew, and it was fun to guess what they were based on those pictures. But, like, they drew Goofy, and he had a big, like, stripe hat on, where, you know, Goofy, he has, like, a little bone hat. But I was able to guess it because I could pick up that, you know, his hat, it does have one little stripe on it, but all that they could recall was that their hat had at least one stripe. And it's just really neat to kind of consider that. But one thing they did say, like, one kind of positive, is that sometimes, oh, how to put it, sometimes it's like they can watch things for the first time over and over again, and it's like, I wish that there are some things that I could experience for the first time over and over again. That would be amazing. I wish I could play Ghost Trick for the first time again. I wish I could play Psychonauts for the first time again. But yeah, there's apparently a related disorder, which is about not being able to recognize faces. Which they don't have that, and they're thankful for that, because then that gets into issues of not being able to recognize, like, your friends and family. And that could be a little rough. So yeah, I don't have a name for this character yet. Like, I have some of their characteristics, but I don't know what their name is. Oh, is that a plot point? Yeah, I think they did say that that was a plot point in some of those visual novel games. I keep saying I'm gonna play 999, but then I never do it. So it's like, if I get spoiled on stuff, it's kind of my fault. Like, I will be accommodating towards spoilers, but like, after how many years has it been? At least 10, probably more. I'd say there's a statute of limitations on that shit. Eris dies. King Kong falls off the building. But yeah, one thing about this character is that they have a big appetite. They really like to eat. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm not like gonna yell at you for that. I'm pretty chill. I know these hands are fucked up, but I swear I'm not a computer. This is just 100% human error. Maybe we're not so different after all. Oh, you're awake for 1 hour more and you decided to come here and see me? I know they don't really have bones, but I'm gonna put a collarbone in here anyway. Aw. Well, I appreciate that. It's always nice to have people come. Let's see these. Let's pop these out a little more. Because these are meant to be on like little sprigs. Well, thank you. It is coming together quite nicely, even though it's pretty much just a doodle. Like on my good pictures, my actually good finished pictures, I usually sketch it at least 2 or 3 times before I start inking. But I was doodling earlier today trying to draw Pokemon from memory, and I just felt like drawing a little more. The only bad thing about this is it looks a little bit like a coiled up pile of what's it. Maybe I need to define it a little more. Yeah, that'll do. So it's got kind of a Lamia form now. And sometimes I draw it with spikes, sometimes I don't. I don't think I'll draw the spikes today. It's not bad. Add some poofs there. Because they're a flower and they love scattering pollen everywhere, making people sneeze in the summer. Maybe put a little sun up there. There you go. Not the best, but I just felt like doodling. Let's give it a little color too. Why not? So relaxing. What do you guys do to relax? Ah, this is one of my favorite tracks. What is this? Terranigma. Ah. Such a sad song. I remember playing Terranigma and just being amazed at what they did with the map, how it's all kind of warped and wrapped around itself. That whole Mode 7 thing. I kind of miss those days. Back when all the new tech was just like amazing. It was the most incredible thing that you've ever seen. I don't really feel that way about new tech these days. I could make this easier on myself. I guess I just felt like taking my time. Normally there's 5 pedals on these things, but I usually just draw with 4. I like how this thing's picking up all my head tilts. It's actually a pretty decent program. What is this one? Some Japanese game. Sounds a little bit like Brave Fencer Musashi. You know, something weird I learned a little while ago. The voice actor, or the voice actress for Brave Fencer Musashi is the same voice actor. Sorry, voice actress. Same VA. Brave Fencer Musashi is the same voice as Cartman's mom. and going back and listening to it, I just can't divorce those two characters anymore, just because they have that same kind of inflection. That was a really great game, though. Put a lot of hours into that one. I never did get all the toys in that one, though. Like, to this day, there are still people that don't really know how you're supposed to get all the little figurines. They're always missing a couple. It's always like Leno is the one that I was missing. Leno was the dog, right? Was Leno the dog? I think Leno was the dog. Like, it wasn't Jay and Leno, was it? I don't think it was that. Maybe it was Jay and Leno. That game had a weird sense of humor. Yeah, Brave Fencer Musashi. Do you remember there was like the treasure hunter and he had like a dog with him? And the dog's name was Leno? Maybe you didn't play that one. You should. I can't. We should play that. I'll have to bully you into playing that. Did you ever finish Psychonauts 2? Nope. That's another really good one that I'm glad I was able to see. Yeah, did you get bored with it? Is this the issue? Or did you just get busy with other stuff? Yeah, that's a game that I kind of... Psychonauts is really special to me. It's probably one of my favorite games. But yeah, I totally get that. Like, it takes a lot for me to get into a new game. Like, I have Omori sitting in my Steam Yeah, Higurashi and Umineko, right? I've been seeing your playthroughs of it, and I probably should play that too. Like that's the one with the witch, right? That speaks in the red text. Is that it, or is that something else? No, that's you'll be able to tell me. I want to play that one. I want to play the game with the witch that yells at the guy. Yeah. She's like, from now on, anything I say in red text is true. And then the guy cries. I'm describing it badly. I should just play it. Like, I've had Omori sitting in my like library too, and I want to play that one. It's like I'm narrowly dodging spoilers, but it's like I can't get mad about it because, you know, if you wait too long, that's what happens, especially with something really popular. I just like that he cries. It's like, if I'm understanding it correctly, he's like trying to win arguments against this like supernatural witch, and it's like he keeps making bad arguments that she disproves, but he just keeps making more bad arguments. Oh, okay. He cries for a good reason. Okay. I'll have to find out what that reason is. Maybe I'll be ashamed of my words and deeds. But yeah, those games have intrigued me for a little bit because apparently the writing is like timeless, like really good. People still remember it. But like the art for it has undergone so many different changes because I think it like what am I trying to say? It's like somebody with a very specific skill set made a game, and it's like the writing was really good. They could program, so obviously there's that. But then when it came to the art, they weren't quite as good at that, but they still just did it anyway. And I can respect that. Kind of like how Undertale Toby Fox, like, he's obviously got... Did it really? I'll have to check it out. Because I've been moved to tears by visual novels before. Like 428, there was a Heartbeat of Spring, which actually made me cry. But like, yeah, Toby Fox, he's got serious musical chops. Like, really good musical chops. And he can obviously write. And he can obviously world build. But he's not that good at art. But he just kind of does it anyway. And people love it. I guess the lesson is to just like don't hold yourself back if you're not good at a certain thing, because it's like, I think flaws can be charming, I guess, is one way of looking at it. Like, imperfections can be charming. Like, Burger Pants is a guy that he just doodled in Microsoft Paint, and he's like one of the most popular characters. Well, I can relate to that. I can relate to stopping thinking when things get too difficult. And yeah, when things get too difficult, you do just kind of cry, don't you? When things get to be too much. Oh, it's not an issue of money. It's more just an issue of time, I suppose. Even though I have a lot of free time, it's just my kind of mindset. It takes me a while to get into anything. You know what I mean? Like, people could recommend me up and down. Oh, this game is awesome. You need to try it. And I could be like, yeah, you're probably right. And then time goes on, and it just takes me a while to sit down and do something. Kind of like this. I've been thinking about this for a while. And then when I tried to do it when I wasn't feeling too good, it just came out all wrong. But I like this. This has been nice. One thing I'd like to do is there's a Nintendo game called Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. And it's like a Shadowrun kind of adventure game. Not Shadowrun, but a Shadowgate. But it's like for babies. And I think I could handle that. And it's like, oh, it's everything is a vegetable or a fruit. Yeah. I took some screenshots of it. Oh, maybe if I did mention it that far back, then you got me. It could be true, it could be not. But yeah, it's an odd little thing. And of course, I'm still big into Danganronpa. Probably, you know. Once that's in you, it never really leaves. Redo DR2, huh? Why do you want to do that? I mean, I'm just curious. Oh god, that's right. I remember our equipment wasn't that good, was it? There was some slowdown, and I couldn't see what you were seeing, but I imagine it wasn't that pleasurable in some ways, right? Slowdown and stuttering. That game, there were so many like issues too. Like, we ran into a soft lock glitch twice, I think. Was it twice? Once right near the end. Because I know there's one soft lock glitch in that game where you can like get stuck on something in the funhouse and then not be able to like get out of it. Or I think you'll have to like... I'm not sure if you need to reload a previous save or not. But you can like get stuck on the geometry. And then there was... If you go back and watch the videos on my channel, which I highly recommend that you do, right near the end, we talked to Sonya Nevermind, and the conversation just never progressed. The game soft locked, and we had lost so much progress. Yeah, then we lost the file for the one stream, but like the whole Sonya Nevermind soft lock, that was after we had like tech issue gremlins for the whole night, and then when we finally get it going, we reach that point and just lose that progress. It was so frustrating. There we go. Not the best, but it's nice for a little doodle. I think if I, yeah, that was 4 years ago. I think if I wanted to make this like a actual finished picture like my normal ones, I probably would need to spend at least twice as much time on it. But this has been going on for an hour? A little over an hour? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to call this one done. I don't know if I'll play a game or not. What is it? 11:32? I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. So we'll just call this one finished. But yeah, I've got this other view that's up close. But I think that's it. Thanks a lot for coming out and seeing me. It's awesome to have some support, especially from good friends. But yeah, I've got a couple other things I can do with this. I can hide. I can hide and be cute like that. I can peek out. Just peek out over the little petals. I've got expressions. I've got happy. I can be happy. Then I can be upset or indignant, just annoyed. I can be worried, and in that case I don't move around so much. Yeah, we should. We absolutely should. We should, honestly, we should just hang out more in general. I've kind of lost touch with some of the people at Banana House because we went our separate ways. Would be nice to do something again. Hard to keep track of all these expressions. Got worried there. Yeah, and this one's shocked. Looks a little surprised. But yeah, this was really fun to rig up like this. I might add some more stuff, more different colors and all that kind of stuff. But I think I'll call it there. Thanks for coming out.